Well, it used to be a long story that I could easily tell about like for 15 to 20 minutes until I sat across from this lady, and I honestly don't even know who she was anymore. And she patiently listened to my story until she said, "So, you're a love migrant." And then I realized that my whole story that I find so incredibly interesting that I could tell about it for such a long time could be summarized in just 2 words, a love migrant. And that's how my story here in Lithuania started. So my first project here in Lithuania dates back all the way to 2016, and that was when I was involved with a then startup focused on property technology, so automating the valuation process for commercial real estate. And with that company, I set up the first hub here in Lithuania. And we did it in Kaunas, the second city of the country, which also is the city which has the largest technological university of the Baltic states and the wider region here. And the idea back then was basically that if you graduated on this technological university, which is the KTU, you either had to go to Vilnius or you had to go abroad to find a job that was suitable for you. So we kind of were thinking, because at that point of time we just raised our Series A with the startup, so we finally had some money in the bank that we could be building the company from. And one of the issues we had was actually getting all the data channeled through our platform for the real estate appraisals. And at that point of time, we thought, you know what, if we can flip the script here in Kaunas, so the second city of the country, and we can actually start building our company there and thus attract the people back from Vilnius and the countries that they have emigrated to, we probably can scale up quite fastly. Well, it was true. I think in a month or 2-3, we were actually already up to 20-30 employees that we had in that firm. And actually from that point onward, I started building competence centers here in Lithuania. So basically nearshored hubs focused on the development of products and/or technology. So at the time that I was involved with the prop tech company, I got a lot of questions from especially Dutch tech firms, which were curious to learn more about how things worked in Lithuania and if it could be something for them as well. And you know, the first 2-3 times I answered these questions quite happily, and the 4th or 5th time I probably realized that there's some business to be made there, and I decided to switch my attention from the prop tech company that we were working with to my own consultancy firm. And with my consultancy firm, we started focusing on building nearshoring hubs or competence centers, whatever you'd like to call them, for foreign companies here in Lithuania. And it was really exciting and really fun to do. So we did around like 5 to 6 projects in a very short period of time. That was my main focus until one of the customers, one of the owners of that company, asked me to hop aboard and actually manage the turnaround of that company. And that is a software company that I ultimately turned into a fintech, so a financial technology company. So HIPER originated as a spin-off of my consulting firm, where we actually decided to template the blueprint that we were using for the software development, both at the PropTech and later the FinTech company, and use that to help other companies advance in their own product journey. And where it came down to the FinTech company, we were doing a big turnaround project, so we had to turn this outdated software proposition into a new AI-driven and cloud-based FinTech proposition. And we did it in an incredibly short period of time with the people and the competence that they had here in Lithuania. That attracted a lot of attention. So our first project that we did with HIPER was also for a large global software company that wanted us to do exactly the same type of turnaround as we had done with that FinTech company that I was involved in at that point of time. And that's actually where HIPER started. So with HIPER, we are offering managed teams, which basically means that we have, as it's referred to, staff augmentation, meaning that we have the people located here in Lithuania, but they form an integral part of the team that they are working with, which is typically located in Western Europe. So in the case of HIPER, that means we have our customers in the Netherlands, in Belgium, and in Germany. And our people here in Lithuania, in a co-located fashion, function along fully with the teams located there. So with HIPER, we're growing healthily since 2019, and 2 years ago we introduced our what we call incubator. And the incubator is a system where we basically grow a team in-house for our customer with the specific goal of at some point in time making that an independent team which functions fully as a nearshoring hub or competence center of our customer. Meaning that we start growing the team at HIPER until it reaches a certain critical mass, let's say 15 people. At the moment that it reaches that level, we basically take the team out of HIPER and place it in an entity of its own that is fully managed and controlled by our customer. And the main benefit of that basically being is that our customers can get to know Lithuania without making any great upfront investments, without running any serious operational risks, because we as HIPER take these risks and these investments upon ourselves with the goal of growing the team in such a way that it can transition actually turnkey to our customers in what's typically going to be a time frame of 2 to 3 years. So with HIPER, we want to simply keep on growing from the point where we currently stand. We're currently operating with customers that are located in the Netherlands, in Belgium, and in Germany. And I think the main benefit thereof is that we really have a strong foothold in both countries. So we do understand the customers and the environment in which they are operating, as well as we understand the environment in which we're operating here in Lithuania. And it makes it very easy for us to bring together the right skill set for the right type of project, where we're not only focused on either the technology or the commercial part of the business, but from my position as the liaison between those two worlds, I can really bring together a good understanding of the marketplace and the country and its specifics, as well as the team and its specifics here in Lithuania. And I think that's one of the main draws of HIPER.